Hey guys, we have some more breaking updates on the attempted homicide case involving Lola Doll. While Guyanese artist Lolita Calendar, also known as Lola Doll, continues to recover following a near-fatal shooting, we've been reliably informed that the accused has been set free from police custody after being placed on $1 million bail. His name? Paul Daby Jr., also called Randell. Lola Doll named someone named Randell as the man who is the partner of a woman she accused of attacking her on social media. She made this disclosure in a video that was widely circulated online. The social media star even accused the man of plotting to take her out. We're only going to run a short clip of the video, as other parts of the video are too filled with profanity to share on our podcast.
I go and I call the child father. I say, Randell, you is real. You is me. And I respect you, my brother. I say, Randell, I respect you as my brother. Alright? So I just calling you to tell you, your baby mother is troubling me on Facebook.
Is this the same Randell whom the police held, questioned, and released for attempted murder?
Come to school, out me place, this all this work. The come the Daily Community Center ground. I mean, I got cameras all over watching the Daily Community Center ground. I can see them. But me goons them done their on it. So why I feel like nobody
Paul
watching?
Daby has had run-ins with the law, including for alleged disorderly behavior and narco-trafficking. Meanwhile, another suspect who was the first to be questioned by police has since been placed on $500,000 bail. According to the criminal laws of Guyana, someone held for certain crimes is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Therefore, we will proceed with today's podcast episode of The Final Takeaway on that very important foundation. But more than that, we're told Daby was released from police custody after providing an airtight alibi. Police reportedly check out the story about his whereabouts at the time of the shooting. And we're told it corresponds with Randell being somewhere other than the location where the crime was committed. Guys, there's so much to say, but as of now, I'll say having an alibi doesn't mean someone is not involved in a crime as a mastermind. I know you heard of the concept of murder for hire. I'm gonna leave that right there for now until we circle back for a more in-depth look at this case. And FYI, if you're now following this case, you can watch the 3 other videos we uploaded to get more facts like the date, time, and location of the crime. For now, we'll treat this as a continuation of our previous video releases. So yes, if you go back and watch those videos after this one, or you can go and come back, then you'll be able to get the full picture of everything that has transpired since the shooting. That being said, let's move on to the necessary legal process. On that note, I want you guys to keep this cornerstone rule at the front of your minds when you're leaving your comments below this video. As much as you may want to see justice for Lola Doll, there is a legal process that needs to take place to get to the bottom of this case. Police investigators need to question suspects, persons of interest, witnesses, and yes, the victim, Lola Doll herself. They need to review all the evidence gathered and then determine if and how to prosecute this case based on the law. What we know so far is this was not an accidental shooting. Crime scene footage shows someone wearing a hoodie, presumed to be a man, who walked up to Lola Doll's car and unloaded several rungs towards the car while she was backing up to park. The individual opened fire at close range. To the very least, that's considered an attempt to commit bodily injury, felonious wounding, or unlawful wounding using a weapon, as provided in the Criminal Law Offences Act, Chapter 801, Title 6. If you're a fan or supporter of the social media influencer, you may agree that thankfully the car windows were up at the time of the crime. Otherwise, we may have been having a different conversation today. Fast forward to 6 days later, which is today, Lola Doll remains badly wounded and is recovering in the hospital. She suffered injuries about her body, from her face to her legs. Now we're being told the accused has been freed from police custody and is out on $1 million bail. A section of the Guyanese public and justice seekers are enraged by this. They questioned the police and the court system's decision to release Paul Daby or Randell for the alleged attempt homicide of Lola Doll. They unleashed with comments questioning the court's system decision to grant Randell bail if he's truly not linked to the crime. Why was he even held in the first place and not just as a person of interest, as a suspect, they questioned. The police wanted him for attempted murder. That's not an ordinary charge, they argued. All of them are legitimate and analytical questions. You may even have some questions of your own. Do let us know in the comment section. On the flip side of the coin, many social media commenters say they're not even surprised. Others think that why would the police want to hold Daby if they do not have enough evidence to do so, or if they haven't filed any charges against him? We expected this, said a section of the public after hearing this update from a reliable news source. One person wrote, quote, "Welcome to Guyana, where you have friends in high places. You can do whatever you want and get away with it." We're going to share some more of the comments since we want you to get a full understanding of where some people's minds are at. Generally, in Guyana, police can detain a suspect in an attempted murder case for a maximum of 72 hours, unless they file charges within that time frame. Once this time period comes to an end and no charges have been filed, they are mandated by law to release the suspect. That may help to answer some of the questions people have asked on social media as to why the police released Paul Daby. On top of that, authorities must observe constitutional prohibitions against arbitrary detention and allow the accused to challenge the lawfulness of their arrest in court. So based on the information, Daby would have been brought in front of the judge and was granted bail, even though this is a bailable offense. Not everyone agrees with the law on allowing someone to walk free, someone who has been held by the police for attempted murder while the police investigate. Of course, social commenters weighed in. Let's hear more of what they had to say. I'm going to read the comments back to back, okay? Let's begin. I'm a little confused. If they found no evidence and was not charged, why was he placed on bail? Am I reading something wrong? Can someone explain? Well, I just pretty much explained it based on the law, the Criminal Law Act of Guyana. It's a bailable offense, and if the person is not charged within the 72 hours window, then the police is obliged to release the person pending further investigations. This does not mean he's walking free. It doesn't mean he's innocent. It doesn't mean he's guilty. It means that the investigation is continuing. Another person says, the FB journalists, investigators, Commissioner, Magnum PI, Matlock, Sherlock Holmes characters working overtime. Count me in on that. Everybody believes that he is involved because of the Facebook Live rant. But at the end of the day, you still need facts and proof. Evidence to find him guilty. However, if there's no evidence, why the bail? Okay, so again, we explained that. Of course he was home. The question is, who did the dirty work? Asked another commenter. The anger in me wouldn't allow me to say what's on my mind. Isn't it obvious that the man did not carry out the hit himself? He gave the directive, says another person. Oh, they have investigators in Guyana? Where were these investigators for Adriana? Commented another person. What else did we expect? Well, John Public knows that he wasn't there physically, but a good manager can manage business from miles away and not necessarily always having to be on the grounds. However, I will reserve my further comments as I just remember it's Guyana. Was a lie detector test administered by independent investigators? This is so funny, but God doesn't sleep, it's just God, and time karma is a must. He waited for his friends to get back into office because he knew this would have been the outcome. Lola was right with what she said in that video. So yeah, and FYI, those are not my comments or my views or my feelings. These are social media commenters telling us how they feel about after hearing that Paul Daby Jr., also known as Randell, who has been held as a suspect for attempted murder in this case, is no longer in police custody, but instead is out on bail. $1 million bail, of course, which is a lot of money, and they want to know why. So yeah, people are questioning the police's decision or the court's decision, with some people believing that Randell is well connected to top political officials and therefore he will escape justice. However, let's be clear, under the law, an accused is innocent until proven guilty by a court of law and or a competent jury of their peers in the case of a trial by jury. The last official statement from the Guyana Police Force was issued on social media on September 10, 2025. In the statement, they informed the public that 1. Lola Doll remains hospitalized but has shown signs of improvement in her condition. 2. Police interviewed the woman and received an update from her doctors. 3. The first suspect was released on $500,000 bail. The police did not officially name the suspect, plus we cannot say for certain if it's the same individual that was seen firing off a weapon towards Lola Doll's car on the night of the crime, as seen in the CCTV footage retrieved by the police. And finally, the statement said that Randell remained in police custody. That was 2 days ago. So today, overnight, we learned that Randell has been released on $1 million bail. So that's where we're at the moment. We're going to continue to update you as we get fresh information. So don't miss out on the opportunity to stay connected to this channel for instant updates. You know what to do. Turn on notifications and there you have it. You will receive our pings, our notifications, the moment we upload new videos. Wherever you're watching from, whether it's Guyana, the United States, the Caribbean, UK, Europe, stay safe and stay tuned for what's coming up next.